Live to live night news. If you're a lot like me, then you might not like you. Welcome to another episode of Hours of Clarity Recovery Podcast. Today, I'm blessed to have my old group leader, he's like a second father to me, on as a guest. And it's been a long time coming. It's a very proud moment for myself and Hours of Clarity. I have this gentleman here next to me. He's helped me realize a lot about myself and take a hold of accountability in my life, we'll say. He's set me on the right path to be where I'm at today, so I'm blessed to have him. So, Paul, if you'd like to introduce yourself or tell me a little bit about your story.
Well, I'm Paul Kristolovich, a recently retired group leader from Brentwood. I retired back in July of this past year, so in 25. What brought me to an early retirement is health reasons. I had surgeries, lung cancer, and I just could not perform on a full day basis and be here. And this is the hardest thing, was giving this up, because I love helping. I love this job.
Yeah. Well, I was actually just thinking about this before we did the interview today, at how many mouths I've heard say that you were a major part of their recovery. And I'm talking about people that still come. Yeah. And it's between 40 and 60. I was actually showering and I'm like, how many people have I heard that from? I'm like, easily 40. I'm like, but let's be realistic. What's the number? And that's just people that have said it. So you can imagine what the numbers truly are that you've helped in the past 15, 16 years, right?
Yeah, well, no, exactly. For myself, it's nice to hear. Yeah. Especially afterwards, you know. Like, remember how in group do the last interview with you, like Brad? And
you usually get your hug.
Get the hug. And like the guys will say, "No, I just want to thank you so much." And to me, I just say, "You know what? I appreciate the thanks, but the thanks is going to be this."
Yeah.
Continue. You out there doing what you need to do. Yeah. That's the greatest thing.
Yeah, seeing you come back. I remember you telling me, because I wasn't buying into it, right, at the beginning of my program. But in the middle of it, we'll say the middle of my program, I was still kind of, butting heads with people and a little frustrated, conflicted, right, with, like, how can people get on a microphone and talk about 20, 30, 40 years of sobriety like fuck, right? I used to think there's no way, but it was truthfully, like, you seen it in me. I wasn't believing it in myself, like that I would ever be able to reach a certain part in my recovery where I could look up to somebody or trust somebody or be that person for somebody. And I remember you saying to me, why don't you just give it a year? If you can give me 12 months, after 12 months, you want to come into my office and tell me, you know what, this isn't for me, I don't want to do it, I want to go get high, I'll give you your first $40. But if you do believe in it after that year, just continue doing it. Right? And I remember seeing you after the year, and I'm like working, and I'm now, getting ready to have an alternate course in my life where I'm no longer in jail and I'm no longer facing these legal obligations that are about to come to a head. And I was nervous about all that, but I remember telling you, like, yeah, you're right. My life is drastically better.
Yeah, like when you look at the end of the year and go, look what has been gained to where it was.
Right.
So the insanity part of it is, why would someone want to go back to that?
Right.
When you got all this and like you're moving forward in life. And I think a lot of times what happens is fear.
Right.
Even though you have this, okay, there's still that fear we live daily.
That's right.
And
or exception in the boredom.
Well, yeah, boredom for sure, or indifference.
Right.
I become settled and I can still do whatever, but it just brings you right back to square one.
Have you heard a lot of, say, stories about people relapsing and then the shame and the guilt keeping them away and them spiraling into that guilt even more?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, and you think about it and it's like, why would you go back to that? Well, that's at a certain point, maybe you see them stuck in that cycle, right?
I was in that cycle.
Right.
Before my last time here, I came in the program wanting recovery, but thinking I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
And I think we all do that. We minimize it.
In one way or another.
Or we can control it and have, we can do minimal using and maintain. And we do. Because we really put focus on it. But it's just a matter of time before it comes and snaps you in the ass.
Right.
And then next, like, you're spiraling. And I know I should come in here and see my group leader or see Don Russell.
But then come the justifications or the reasoning or...
What stopped me most of the times, and what I saw a lot of guys, is fear.
Yeah.
Like guys would say to me, they had fear to come and see me.
Right.
Just to get honest.
Well, to be honest...
They felt like they're going to get...
I can relate to that. I can, because there's been moments where you've called me on my crap, and I've been... like, oh man, now I got to go and like have a conversation with you. I have to be honest about it if I want any sort of guidance or help.
Yeah.
Right. So there is definitely that. It's like going to get the belt from dad or something, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like we come with our tails between our legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anticipating that spanking after you get suspended from school, in a sense, right?
Do I yell at you?
No, you're actually a very compassionate person, and I think, to be honest, you were hard when you had to be, and gentle when you knew.
Well, Matt, come on.
Yeah.
When you look at your first week here, you're in my office telling me what Brentwood should have, what other places have.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
Bacon and eggs.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, here, pack your bags.
Yeah, that's exactly it, too. What did you tell me? If you don't like it, you can go somewhere else. And I'm thinking, this is what I'm hearing from a counselor?
Page your roommate.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
But to be expected.
Yeah.
We know we're going to get this backlash.
That's right.
And again, that's why they say 21. Like, there's no 21-day program, because your 21 days just getting settled in.
That's just getting clarity in your mind and getting used to your surroundings. Yeah.
And then, again, to make you feel a part of that, you're accepted.
Right. That takes like another 21 days. Like, in truth, the first 6 weeks was enough for me to realize that I'm not being judged. I had moments where people came and went.
Yeah.
Like people graduating or people quitting. You have that separation anxiety a bit, but you get accustomed to change a bit. So there's a lot of feelings you get to go through just in the first 6 weeks of program, and then the people embracing me, right? The ones that stayed and the ones that were taking it serious. That helped a lot.
The best part of being a group leader, let's just say we'll go back to your first week.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, there's the door. And you get many. There's the door. If you don't like it, go.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, of course, I'm sure you went out in the yard and complained.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
who is this guy?
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But the following week,
yeah,
the horns are pulled in a little bit.
Yeah, you see the growth.
And how many times would I say to the guys in the group, help him?
Yeah.
Help him.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's them.
It's everybody. Yeah.
And the following week, you see the change.
That's right.
And to me, it's like when that starts to happen, you sit back and go, okay, it's working.
Yeah.
Because I knew eventually you would get there.
Yeah.
And you can make me lose a little bit of hair.
You had a full head before I came to program.
Yeah, that's right. Before you got here, I had a full head of blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, it's expected.
Yeah.
And the change happened.
Okay,
A little bit at a time.
Let me ask you this then. We're talking about one of the best things that you find as a group leader, seeing the growth in people from week to week, and especially some hard cases or some people that you least expect it from. So 16 years ago, did you think you were going to be a counselor? 20 years ago?
No,
that's what I mean. So
no, far from it.
So let's talk about that then. Let's talk about what you were doing when you were struggling in your addiction and why you even looked to recovery in the beginning.
Okay, well, just a little history of me. I grew up with, there's 5 of us, plus my parents, 7. I was the youngest.
Yep.
So out of being the youngest, it seemed like I got the backlash.
Yep.
My dad was very stern, very strict. Kids should be seen and not heard.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're just so strict that there were a lot of times I got it where I should not have gotten it.
Right.
Okay. And then there was a lot of fear, insecurities. I wanted to be liked.
Fitting in.
I remember hearing, again, you're stupid. You're not going to amount to anything. Things like that.
You start to believe in that too.
And you do, you do. And what really helped me was I feared my father, knowing that he's a great man. Like I got to understand,
right,
in time. No, even with mom would reassure me and coddle me and everything else like that, and I became the boy that could do no wrong type thing. But I got into my love of basketball.
Okay.
When I was on the court, I felt free.
Yeah, you're in your zone.
I didn't have no fear, and had no worry, I had no anxiety.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, how great it was. And the teachers I had.
Yeah.
So I looked up to them for what I was, say, missing at home.
Right.
Let's just say.
Yeah.
And even in the high school. Like I knew I needed to go to Assumption High School. Back then, Assumption is a Catholic high school.
Right.
But it was very strict.
So you knew you needed some guidance.
I knew I needed it.
Yeah.
And that was the whole purpose of going, on top of, I wanted to follow my brother's footsteps.
Right.
Excellent ball player, all city.
Yeah.
You know, and going to Assumption and playing ball and having discipline.
Right.
I knew I needed discipline. I knew I needed order.
Yeah.
And I believed in, like, Jack Hool was his name. He was our coach, but also dean of students.
Okay.
And life went on. And then, I finished high school. I'm working. And
What are you doing for work
at that time?
Yeah.
I was working at the hospital.
Okay.
I was working in the hospital. I was working in the kitchen. And it was great, having that job. At that time, the money that we made was unbelievable.
Right.
For being like 16,
Yeah.
17. And then when I left high school, I did not further my schooling. I figured I'd take a year.
Yeah.
So I continued on with working. Then I went from working in dietary to central dispatch.
Yeah.
And then I met a nurse. And fell in love and I ended up getting married and then not long after I had all these surgeries.
Okay.
At first was appendicitis. I never knew what an opiate was.
Yeah.
Really, like, okay.
And you weren't drinking besides maybe.
No, I was partying with my buddies.
Right,
My buddies were good guys. We'd go out.
But it wasn't an everyday thing at this point.
No, hell no.
Yeah.
I was the guy that could get in the beer store when I was 14.
Right, you're 6 foot, 3, 4 in high school?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So, we would party on the weekends. Yeah, I smoked a little dope here, and I tried, a little bit of this, but it was, for us, we weren't in that.
Atmosphere.
It wasn't our lives.
Right.
We went out and had fun,
Yeah.
So, the first time I had a Demerol shot.
Okay.
And I never forgot that. I was like, oh my Lord.
Wow.
This is what I've been searching for. Because we would be out drinking.
Yeah.
Everyone would be so relaxed. And I'm going, I want what they have, but I can't get it.
That's right, yeah.
Like, what's wrong?
Like, how come I'm not feeling as good as you are?
Yeah, because alcohol usually gave me migraines. And that's the other thing. I suffered with migraines.
Okay.
And so I had to be very cautious of how much I drink.
Yeah.
So then when I had that first shot, and then you don't forget it.
No.
Then I went into another surgery, at hernias, appendicitis, another hernia, and then so I was daily taking, so I was in pain all the time.
Yeah.
And then next, I came home from a doctor's appointment, and my wife at that time said to me, every time you go to the doctors, you come home with a script.
Right. Because
she was making a point.
So you know what to say to the doctor to get what you.
Well, no. Sure.
There's an issue.
Yes, I'm gonna say there's some truth to that.
Yeah.
But what she was getting at is, you come home with a script.
Yeah.
And I remember getting defensive.
She's noticing a pattern.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And I got defensive. Well, and I started justifying it. And I'm thinking, she's right.
Maybe I do got a bit of an issue.
But I can handle this.
Right.
And I'll tell you, it was like at that time I was working up on psych.
Yeah.
And going to work at times can be very scary because you're dealing with a lot of people.
That's the third floor.
The third floor lockup.
Yeah.
And
if you're not fully aware.
And being aware, but also being on top of your job.
Yeah.
But I worked seclusion.
Right.
So many scraps I would get into.
Right.
And it's not me looking to get in scrap.
You're just having to break it up.
Patients that are ill.
Right.
You can get attacked.
Yeah.
So I remember, I'm going to take a couple of perks before I go to work. And it was like the fear was taken away.
Yeah.
And I was on top of my game and everything. And then, boom. Next thing you know, I'm in it and I can't get out of it.
Yeah, and addicted.
I can't get out of it.
Yeah. Having those withdrawals or those feelings of withdrawal.
And it did. It destroyed me. It destroyed my marriage.
Yeah.
It destroyed everything around me.
So how old were you when you realized that when she was like basically hinting and
25.
25 years old.
25.
And how long before you entered recovery for the first time?
I believe I was 31.
So you probably put your wife
31.
through about 5 or 6 years of that.
Well, by 1995, we got married in 86. 95,
Yeah.
I said to her, I want a divorce.
Yeah.
And 97, I think I went into, at that time would have been Homewood.
Okay.
And there, again,
The short program?
whatever, it was 30 days.
Yeah.
But I consider myself, I can still manage. I need these medications because of what I suffer. And,
Right. Telling yourself that.
Yeah. And then, wasn't long after, here I am, I bought a Bonneville
Okay.
SSE. Beautiful. And I rolled it on the 401.
Ooh.
I hit the shoulder, I was dozing off.
Dozing off, yeah.
Hit the shoulder and I went.
Ooh.
And
So you hit that cement partition?
No, at that time they didn't have that.
Oh, okay.
So, I tried to overcorrect.
Yeah, and then
up I went.
yeah.
So I remember waking up at Hotel Do at the time in 4-point restraints.
And isn't that where you're working?
I was at Windsor Western.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here I am in 4-point restraints, and it's like,
What happened?
exactly.
Yeah.
Next time I break out of the restraints, they found me wandering. I smashed my head. I split my forehead wide open.
Probably have a huge concussion.
Jesus Murphy. So, long story short, they threw me up on psych.
Yeah.
So here I'm a psych attendant in psych.
Wow.
And it's like, okay, what's going on with me? And then they said, look, you need some help.
Yeah.
And then it continued. I kept saying I can beat this on my own.
Right. Like most of us do.
So my second wife, Deneen, she got the brunt of it all.
Right.
She did. Just
So was she
someone fresh in your life.
right? And she was watching you enter recovery for the first times.
Yeah. And I can't really answer for her, but I think she believed that, okay, I could do it.
Yeah.
And I was serious about it. And I don't know if she was blind to the fact that everything was going to be okay.
Right.
Trying to convince herself. Yeah, I just continued, and I went. Then I came in here in '98, and finished the program. And then, what was it, like 3 months after? I'm right back at it.
Well, I think I remember you saying something about the shake of a pill bottle one time.
Oh, yeah.
And how that would bring you back to the first and second time you came into program.
Just the sound of it.
Yeah.
You'll hear people say, like, open up a can of pop.
Same as a beer.
You hear a jiggle of a pill bottle, it'll give you the taste.
Right.
So yeah, came in 98, then 99. I got fired from the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
where do you think your life was at that point? How did you feel?
I thought, okay, something's got to change for sure.
Yeah.
I can't believe this has happened to me.
Yeah.
I was very much ashamed and embarrassed.
Were you accepting any responsibility at that point? Like, I can't believe I did this to myself?
Yeah, I'd probably say yeah to whatever degree.
Right.
And maybe fully.
Right.
But again,
you still had that anger.
Still thinking that, okay, I'm not that bad and I can control
I
this.
got to fix this. Yeah.
And, I never continued really with recovery.
Yeah.
I didn't know the follow-up.
Yeah.
You know, how many times would I say in group, like Paul Boucher?
Yeah.
I would hear him say, "This is what you need to do,"
And you just.
and I'd just say, "Yeah, right, okay." You don't know what you're talking about.
That's how I felt. That's why I tried to relate to this when I say, like, guys get up 30, 40 years at the microphone. I'm like, you're full of shit. Like, not necessarily like you probably could have that amount of time. I'm not saying you're a liar, but like, fuck, man, I don't fucking know how I'm going to do that because it's not an I'm thing.
So, yeah, it came down to it where now my wife was put through hell, or kids put through hell, kicked out many times. So I ended up going back to my parents' home, and then she'd take me back because I make all these promises with a lot of good intention too.
Yeah.
But again, I was trapped in it. I'm not making excuses.
Yeah, but the follow-up
I
was...
had the disease of alcoholism for sure.
Or the follow-through in your intentions wasn't there.
So it came down to it finally, like, again, to make a long story short, she says, "We're done.
Yeah.
We're done. We can't do this."
After how many years?
I came in program again in like 204 and in 206.
Yeah.
No, she took me back, and things would get a little bit better, but then like things get better. But let's say I would become a little bit more smarter in how I did things. So
A little more sneaky?
but a little more sneaky for sure. This also put my wife in a position of being a detective.
Right, and it's not fair.
She had to become a little bit more,
Yeah.
investigative.
Yeah, she's got to be a little more smarter as to how
yeah.
you're acting and what you're doing.
Oh yeah, she could read me like a book. She knew what I was up to.
Yeah.
Prior to me, even 3 days beforehand.
Yeah.
And you try to pull it over on her. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And where I brought her, she should not have been in that position in her life,
Right.
because really all her time and energy was focused on what's he up to,
Right.
which in turn took away from the kids.
Yeah. Because she
Knowing
could
that
have
she's
been.
being a mother, and then of course that she's going to work, and it's just you're consumed by, okay, what's going to happen today?
Right, and the kids probably pick up on all of that.
Yeah. So again, the best thing that happened to me was finally she stuck to her guns
Yeah.
and said, "You're done. You're done."
Yeah.
And I remember being in this bachelor apartment. At that time, I was working and still doing my own thing,
Yeah.
trying to make it sound like I wasn't to her.
Yeah.
But no, let's say I was being good.
Yeah.
But then one day, I remember it was in December, we had a Christmas party, and I got home from work. It was a Friday, and I remember taking my suit off and said, "All right, I'm going to give it." And that was it. I never showed up to work.
Wow.
Nothing.
Wow.
And it was like, then finally, I get called in. I got fired again from another job.
And that's when the shit hits the
And
fan.
I remember, it was like, I'm sitting there wondering, okay, what do I do now?
Mm-hmm.
So you sit back and you look at it all and go, I told you so, this is what you need to do. Everything comes flooding back. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, only if I would have listened. And the tape played and played and played and played. And, I had this, what's next?
Yeah.
The thought of suicide.
Huge panic.
Oh, panic.
Anxiety.
I was so numb.
Yeah.
I was so numb inside.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know if I was coming or going. Nothing in my fridge except water.
Yeah.
And I think I had some condiments in there. That's about it. And smoking like a fiend.
Yeah.
And thinking, okay, how's this going to end? Like, I'm gonna end up dead.
Yeah.
And thank God for, again, Dan Martin never gave up on me and making that call. Well, shit, one time, like, my phone broke.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was still calling my wife. Well, she didn't hear from me, which, again, was a sign something's up.
Yeah.
So she called Charlie Baird. Charlie Baird and a bunch of guys from AA in Amherstburg came, and they broke into my apartment
Wow.
just to make sure I was alive.
Well, of course.
And I remember hearing all this noise, and I wake up, and I find Charlie Baird standing there, and Charlie was this big gorilla of a guy.
Yeah.
And he said, "Okay, he's alive. type thing. But again, not living at home, but still then caught in all this.
That's right. Still
And
worrying about
living
you.
it daily. And so I made the call. I said, all right, Dan, I need help. And they came in, 16 years ago, or 17 years ago on January 9th. So that last Friday was the exact day that I came in on a Friday. They plucked me out of Amherstburg.
Wow.
And brought me here. And I remember saying, I'll do anything.
Yeah.
The question was asked me, what are you willing to do for your recovery?
That's what you used to ask
say,
everybody. Yeah.
Anything. And I was told, there's no direct or indirect contact with your wife. You try, there you go. There's the door.
There's the door, yeah.
We're not playing around anymore, Paul. You've been through here so many times.
Yeah, it's just either you do it or you don't, right?
And I always had that little bit of hope.
Yeah.
And thinking that she would give it another shot. And I remember my group leader saying to me, lose it.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to punch him out.
Of
He
course.
said, lose the hope.
Yeah.
Lose it. She's done with you.
Yeah.
And it took me probably a good 5 weeks. I used to stand in the laneway looking to see if she was going to a women's support group meeting.
Right.
And there was no sign of her. I would sneak to the front to look in the parking lot, see if her vehicle was there. Just hoping that, no, she's still, there's something.
If she's here, there's hope for us. Type of thing.
And
yeah.
that would have just let me do this. I still got my foot in the door.
You got my hooks in her. Yeah.
And nothing. And just crushed, eh?
Yeah.
And finally it was, okay, I came to accept it.
Yeah.
And I got into the program. I'm not saying I wasn't in the program at that time, but
You
I
just
got past that point.
Now it's 2 feet in.
Yeah. And so I got in with the guys, and I'm going to be moving into a dry house.
Yeah.
And looking forward to it. And my life's going to start all over again.
Right.
And I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it because
Having some acceptance and all that. Yeah.
I had this here, the fellowship. Whoever's going to help, who's going to help is them.
Yeah.
I wasn't on my own.
And what he's referring to is, for anybody that's not familiar with Brentwood Recovery Home, is that like after you graduate, there's no hesitation on coming back. You can come back that night for a meeting. You can do it 24/7, 7 days a week. The door's always open. The phone's always on, so you can call. There's always somebody here to support you, and you're allowed to continue counseling and also being there for other people that might need one-on-one therapy, right? You're able to assist people in conversation and receive that blessing yourself, right? So
Yeah. And that's what it was. What do I have left?
right.
All right, so just part of me graduating, my group leader brings me to see Don Russell. And like Don has been such a blessing. Don Russell was my Father Paul.
Right.
Okay. I never really dealt with Father Paul.
Mm-hmm.
It was always with Don because Don would see me and he'd see my wife. And Don was Father Paul's right-hand man.
Yeah.
Like if there's anyone that knew the program was Father. He was seasoned by Father, eh?
Yeah.
And he brought me in and said, look, I hear you're doing good from what your group leader is saying, and how do you feel? And I answer his questions. And then he said, oh, by the way, just to let you know, Denise's been coming to see me.
Ah.
I was like, oh, like how is she? And basically said, she's doing good, but she's willing to give it another shot. And I'm thinking, oh my God.
I'm getting a little chills for you. Yeah.
Really? Like, is she nuts? If she's watching, she's probably going to say she is nuts. But I was like, I can't believe it. Like, I crushed her.
Yeah.
I crushed her and crushed her.
Yeah.
It
just goes to show how other people are able to love like unconditionally and show true love.
Well, yeah.
And commitment and dedication, where as an alcoholic, it's like, if it isn't right now, give it to me my way. I'm almost ready to quit before I ever know what the results are if you're not willing to tell me the story.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if there's no bacon and eggs here, I'm not staying. This place is whack.
Well, I guess that the shoe was on the other foot.
Right.
If that was her doing it to me back in mid-90s,
Right.
would there have been an opportunity to say, okay, you got another shot?
That's why I like when you ask guys in group, like, if it was you dating you,
Oh,
How much would you put up
Wouldn't
with?
tolerate it.
Right, exactly.
That would be it. And more like that would have been with her. She would have been done.
Right.
So he said to me, I want you to go and call her. So I went to my group leader's office and I called home and she answered, and the kids were laughing, the dogs were barking, and she just had this joy, not from hearing my voice.
But because she's free and she knows you're safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, well, what are you doing calling? I said, well, I just saw Dawn. And she went, oh, yeah. And I said, yeah, let's try. So it was following direction. That's what you're going to do.
That's right.
That's what you're going to do.
Finally let them drive the bus, so to speak.
Yeah. And I've been told that, I don't know how many times, let us drive the bus.
Yeah, instead you want to switch seats on a crashing airplane, as you like to say, like by
But then
doing
too,
this and that.
like all those other times when I was here, and my wife would say, I don't need to listen to them.
Right,
She'd say, I'm not fucked up, you're fucked up.
right. This goes, Father Paul used to say, though, I remember hearing in one of his talks, where 9 times out of 10, if the spouse isn't willing to be a part of your recovery and be here, like, with you, it 9 times out of 10 won't work. But if they are, like, say, going to couples meetings, or they're in support group or a part of your recovery, 9 times out of 10 it will work.
Well, the support group was for her.
Right.
Not to really understand the alcoholic. She knew what the alcoholic was.
Right.
She needed her release of her anger, her resentments.
Yep. A safe place.
Working on her, seeing Dawn, working on her.
Right.
And, like I said, you're the fucked up one, Paul. I'm not. Until she came to the point that it's not just a Paul disease.
Yeah.
It's a family disease, and which made it a lot easier for her to, like, say, put her guard down. And again, fully trusting in the program and Dawn.
Right.
And following the direction. That's what you're going to do this week. You're going to see each other for a half hour.
Yeah.
So she's going to drive all the way into Windsor after going home from work
Yeah.
to Amherstburg. Come here for a half hour at Tim Hortons.
And then drive all the way
and
back.
I had to sit across from her.
Yeah. There's
No, you had little segments of this is what you're going to do.
they want you to learn real intimacy.
Well, what Donna said, you're going to learn to be able to communicate. You're going to learn to get to know each other all over again.
Right.
As time built up on allowing me to go home and do things, because she needed help around the house.
Right.
We have a big home, a lot of property.
But you built up to this.
We built up to it. One night, what was it? I had to be back at the dry house by 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm at home. Brent has the vehicle, our son.
Yeah.
And here it is, like, getting close to 8 o'clock, and my wife's still going, okay. She calls Brent and says, okay, you got to get home because we're going to take Paul back into Windsor.
Yeah.
His response to her was this: well, I'm okay if he stays. Oh, this kid wanted me dead. Like, he didn't want to give up the car.
Right. Right.
But she said, shit, but so I'm going, well, I can't stay. She's going, we got to get him back, get home. We gotta bring him back in.
He's got a curfew.
Yeah, I got a curfew.
yeah, he's got rules.
So, no, we conform to it.
Yeah.
We conform to it.
Yeah, so tell me about that, the growth in the atmosphere and the family dynamic, from what it was like from the addiction to what it was like after you finally, both feet in, a year in the dry house to going home.
Like before, all of this, it was hell.
Right.
Okay.
By your creation.
By my creation, it was hell. Kids didn't want to be at home.
Yeah.
They'd rather be somewhere else. My wife hated being at home.
Yeah.
She hated weekends.
Yeah, because you're home all
home.
day. Yeah.
Her freedom was being at work. The kids' freedom was being at school.
Yeah.
Home was chaos.
Yeah.
Then finally, like, say, both feet are in. The kids are a little bit older too. There wasn't that tension, but there was still that we're going to watch.
Right.
There's still going to be, I'm sure, that anxiety.
Anticipation.
Just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
It's almost like they're still on eggshells.
Yeah. And what it was, my words meant nothing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, a wisp in the air.
You know, so that's why I said, like, when I was, my last time around, being in the dry house, was coming here all the time.
Right.
And even when I went home. So I was volunteering here, duty office, switchboard.
So what they tell you, come here every day for a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing you told me.
I was searching for employment.
Yep.
When I moved back home to Amherstburg, it was same thing. You know, I was here coming all the time. And you know, again, it's the action that speaks louder than words.
Yeah, and it goes to show too, because like, let's put it in perspective here. Wasn't it a little over a year they had approached you about working here?
Yeah, so it came up to my first year.
Yeah.
January 9th was my first year back in 2010.
Yep.
Not long after, I was working duty office. I was doing switchboard. The midnight guy became ill,
Okay.
so they had no one to do midnight. So I volunteered,
Yeah.
and I went to Don. I said, "Look, I'll help out.
Yeah.
You're not getting paid for this." No, that's fine.
Yeah.
I just want to help out. Because I knew the layout of the land, let's just say, you know, my experience and what I did for a living.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, you have nursing background.
you know, and, you know, it was just coming in, giving back. And at that time, father was ill too.
Right.
All right. So by the end of the week, my group leader called me. It was actually, I left here, whatever, you know, we leave at 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
There was these messages on the phone when I got up at like, say, 10 o'clock. Give me a call, give me a call, give me a call. He's all excited. I said, okay, what the heck?
Yeah.
You know, Dan Martin, like
it was Dan Martin.
I love him.
Dan Martin was calling you?
Yeah. You know, so I call him. He says, "Can you come? Can you come? Can you come?" I said, "Dan, like, it's like whatever, 9:30, 10 o'clock."
Yeah.
I said, "I'm coming in tonight."
Yeah. What do you need me to come right now for?
He says, you know, so I got one more shift. So it's Thursday night, and I come, and basically what he said to me was, all right, Don wants to see you.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Don wanted to see me because of my experience of what I did and my employment, being in the hospital. Maybe they wanted me to do some personal care on father.
Or something, right.
That way.
Yeah.
And that's what I said to my wife. You know, maybe that's what it is. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So I do the shift. At 7 o'clock, we're pacing around in the events hall, and Don Russell comes walking in, and so off to the office we went.
Yeah.
And he sat down, or we sat down, and he says, "Okay, well, I spoke with Father.
Yeah.
We'd like to hire you on as group leader."
Wow.
I was like, "You got to be joking."
Right.
Like, really? I said, like, Don, I only got 1 year.
Right.
He says, "You've been a part of this since '98. You've had your bumps and your bruises."
Yeah, you know it.
Okay?
Yeah.
There's something different.
What an honor.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, I literally was floating on my seat.
Of course. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, but I don't want an answer right now.
Yeah.
He goes, "You're going to call home. You're going to talk to your wife. And then get back to me."
I'm happy for you right now. It's 20 years later.
Jesus Murphy. I remember walking, like, I glided out of here.
Yeah, of course. You don't even remember the first 100 steps.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Weightless.
You know, I was just parked out in the front of the building.
Yeah.
I get in my truck, and I call home, and my wife answers, and she says, "So?" I said, "You never believe this. They want to hire me on as group leader." She goes, "What'd you say?"
Yeah. You're not getting this without that. Yeah.
I said, "I was told I had to talk to you first."
Yeah.
She goes, "Well, if you don't take this, your bags are on the front porch."
Right, exactly. Yeah, I remember you saying that
know,
a couple times.
And that was her joking, but, you know, again, yeah, you are going to take this. And to me, I think that was not just the best thing that happened for me, it was the best thing that happened for my family.
Yeah.
And then in turn, it was a good thing that happened for the fellowship too.
Yeah.
Because, and you know, I'm not honking my horn here, I was able to give back what was given to me after all these years.
Yeah. And I think you did it due diligently too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I will say, I made a comment on one of your posts there about recovery that without you getting that help, I wouldn't have found it. I know that. Like it had to have been the way it had to have been because it happened this way.
My style, and again, every group has their own way,
Right.
and how they work.
Yep.
Okay. To me, I always believe in this: firm. I'm going to be hard. I'm going to be firm.
Yeah. Direct.
Yeah. No, pull no punches.
That's right.
I'm going to be respectful. I never disrespected you.
No.
I never yelled at you.
No. The only thing that I remember having disagreements with was because I was in turmoil about what I didn't want to hear. That's all.
Exactly.
That's it. I'm thinking, oh, this guy's an asshole because blah 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 whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm finding reasons to overanalyze and try to re-critique a program or the rules or whatever to fit what I want and manipulate. And you weren't having it.
No, and again, you expect that.
That's right. The bucket.
Everybody, doesn't matter for what walk of life you are.
Yeah.
You're getting it from everybody.
Everybody bucks for a bit.
So to me, I found that was what worked best.
Yeah.
I'm going to be tough.
That's right.
This is what I expect of you.
But I also remember you helping in circumstances with many individuals who, like I wouldn't have expected you to say yes to. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Certain things like allowing overnights with certain family members or wives, or for me, for instance, I was on bail, and the only thing was if the recovery home agreed that I was allowed to have a permission as per program guidelines, is the way my lawyer worded it.
Right.
And I finally, in my 12th week, got a permission to go with Matt Clennonsmith to go have a barbecue for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Remember, I had no permissions for 11 weeks.
Yeah.
I was just generals. Like, I couldn't leave, right? So it was, I didn't expect it. You know what I mean? I told Matt, he's like, oh, I'm going to ask you maybe if I can have you over for a couple hours. I'm like, it ain't going to happen, bro. I'm on house arrest here. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not allowed to go anywhere. You know what I mean? And I remember you saying, no, if we say you can do something, you're allowed to do it. You know, and if it's with someone that's trusted and
this whole thing,
yeah, and I was like, really? I got to go have a steak, and like, man, I was uplifted. Like, so little moments like that where you just realize maybe the hard work people are putting in different areas, and you give them that thing that they don't expect, right?
Well, and for everybody, they're going to get something.
Right.
Just in time.
Yeah.
In time.
Yeah.
You know, we used to get challenged all the time. Why are you playing head games?
Yeah.
I'm not playing a head game with you.
No, I'm telling you cut and dry, and you don't like it.
You know, trying to be figured out.
Yeah.
Like, we're not here to play with your head.
That's right, yeah. And ultimately, I remember a couple times you nipping into the bud with, did I call you to come here?
Yeah.
No, you called Brentwood to come to Brentwood. You know, and then we're telling you this is how we're going to guideline our program in your life to give you help, and you're asking for that help. And
hey, Matt, you want to come to Brentwood?
We're not recruiting you.
We're recruiting you, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Honestly, I can relate a lot to that feeling too. Like, I just got hired on part-time, right?
Yeah.
So that
kudos to you.
Oh, and the crazy part is I watched 3 people get hired, right? And I'm like, I missed it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't until I think 3 or 4 days later, go upstairs for a committee meeting.
Right.
And I'm sitting in the room with Russ and Mark and there's a few other alumni that are up there, part of the committee, right? And just as it breaks apart, Russ pulls me aside in the hallway and he says, hey, can I talk to you for a second? I come over and he says, you still looking for a job? And I'm like, you're fucking kidding, right?
Yeah.
Like, man, like, what? Yes, obviously.
Those ain't happening.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had this whole, like, because my partner, she just got hired, and then there was 2 other people, right? And I'm like, well, I missed that gravy. I missed that train, right? Like that round of openings, right? But no, it was spiritually uplifting and enlightening is all I can put it. It felt like you said, like a gliding out of here, right? I remember calling my mom, my dad, like, you know, I get to help out the place that helped me. Like, it was just, and then even the shifts that I've worked here, I'm telling you, the time just goes by. Yeah. Like, there's nothing, I'm not going to say there's nothing to it, but it feels like there's nothing to it.
Isn't it something like to work here and get paid for
doing what we're doing as alumni?
What we're doing.
Yeah.
And it's also doing your program too.
Yeah. It's unreal. You get your medicine, you're given your medicine, and it's like, honestly, it's the most fulfilling thing. That's why I said, like, a lot of my direction in life is going to be towards mental health and addictions, right? I'm going to sign up for school next year.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's where it's headed, right? So I've taken a page out of, I guess, an example. It's somebody that I look up to. Like I said, a second dad in a way, right?
Well, yeah.
I'm good. You got to take the compliment because I said so.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, there you go.
Son.
Yeah.
You know,
Right, though?
yeah, for you to have completed the program, and again, doing that last 1 o'clock meeting with you, and giving the send-off talk.
Yeah.
How you feel, all this, all that, then I'll give you my speech.
Yeah.
And there was so much truth with every single guy.
That's right.
I never disliked anybody. I disliked the behavior.
Right. But it's the disease that you're
the person
attacking.
themselves.
Yeah.
I never disliked.
It's the disease that you get mad at.
Yeah. And again, what you have accomplished. Yeah, you had your bumps and your bruises, and I'm gonna take my will back.
Right.
And I'm gonna do my things.
Right.
And who'd you ask?
Right. I remember a couple of those meetings.
Yeah.
Well, who'd you ask to do that? And I'm thinking, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But getting to where you had to get, and then this.
It feels good.
And then what they say it's about 2 years.
No, 3.
3 years. Pardon me. So 3 years. You're working at
at the mission. Yeah, at the homeless shelter.
Giving back.
Yeah, that's definitely mentally and emotionally draining at times, but it is it's a rewarding job.
Yeah.
I remember working at what's it called, thrift store, Value Village. I was there for 7 months, and I'm not knocking Value Village, but I'm going to say it was definitely relentless, tedious physical work because I'm doing the donations, right?
Yeah.
You're going from anywhere from 50 to 200 cars in an 8-hour shift. And they could have one box, they could have a whole carload. Mm-hmm. You're unloading everything, right? Mm-hmm. From furniture to boxes to single bags, whatever.
Right.
It just physically exhausting. And then I had worked at the mission prior to that, right? And for reasons that I shouldn't have reacted a certain way to a guest, I had lost my job, right? And I hated the fact that I missed that opportunity, right? That's how I felt. But I stayed dedicated and working there, and I kept going to the mission for meetings because I got a recovery program there, Phoenix Recovery, where Chris T-Bear. Yeah, he's been a guest on the show. And he kept telling me, he's like, you had it. To just keep talking, keep coming back and talking with Matt, and who knows, right? Like maybe in the future, after you show some dedication and keep moving forward, there's a possibility. And lo and behold, I'm rehired there, right?
Yeah. And so you look at Chris T-Bear.
Yeah.
He was in my group.
Right.
And I remember him, it was like, oh my Lord, what a handful.
Here we go.
Here we go. And Chris was a likable guy.
Right.
He was a likable guy, and then look where his life is today.
Yeah, he's a recovery counselor running that program there, and
all yourself too. When I heard you got hired on, I was like, oh my.
Here we go. Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah. I know. I remember I used to dream about it in group. I'm telling you, I used to look at you guys because everyone that's at Brentwood is typically a Brentwood alumni that's hired on, right?
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, it's possible to do something really positive with your life.
And the thing is, you weren't even searching for it.
No, not at all.
The opportunity was there. You applied.
And it happened. Yeah.
With mine, again, I wasn't searching for it.
They're walking up to you saying you're recognized.
There wasn't a posting. It was like, hey,
we want you to do this.
You do the right things happen.
That's right. Yeah. And it's not when we want it.
No.
That's the thing. It's just continuously doing it for no ulterior motives, and you show up and people see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, people recognize it, and it feels good when you actually do it for the right reasons. And I can't lie to you, at the beginning of my recovery, it was selfish. I did look for recognition.
I know that.
Right. Yeah, I think everybody does. They want a pat on the back. They want that recognition. But to be honest, the right pats at the right time, and also not getting them when I was looking for them to set me back into my humility was a big part of my program. As if you guys can't see what I'm trying to do. And having those moments, I remember getting mad at my father a couple times. and not being brought down a level, eh?
Right.
Like, don't talk to your dad like that.
Yeah.
He's the one who's been doing what he's been doing for 30 some odd years. So how are you going to tell him, right? No, you just listen. You ask him about his day. And the same goes for everybody else in your life. Like, I remember you telling me when it came to my kids, I was coming for some guidance and some advice. Like, I don't know how to be a dad to my kids. And you said, you're not going to be a dad. You never were. You're going to be a friend. You're going to be there for the opportunity to be a father later on. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to listen.
In their time.
Yeah, and exactly. And that's how you said it. In their time. You're going to be, you're going to allow yourself to be open and available.
You know, and I've heard this through my wife, that, through our kids. My kids are great. Our kids are great.
Yeah.
But how much they appreciate it. And no, honestly, I've heard it also through Brent, too.
Yeah.
That I'm appreciated.
Doesn't that feel good?
Being a grandparent,
Yeah.
To their kids.
Just so you know, if you are watching at home and you're related to this gentleman, he did say the only way this is going to get canceled today is if it comes to the grandkids.
Yeah, that's right. If I got a call that, no, I couldn't make it. But,
It's because of family.
I was waiting for my phone to ring.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, but she would say, like, the kids, there's so much appreciation. Like, they love me.
Right.
They love me. Brent and I stood toe to toe.
Right.
I didn't know this because I was probably screwed up. But we were toe to toe, and she said he was ready to clock you.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Katie, on the other hand, what did she watch? Her mother get hurt. Best thing she did for herself was leave.
Right. Painful to think about now, eh?
Yeah. Oh, it's. Yeah, you don't forget it.
No, of course not.
I see it every day, and I see it every day in a sense through the guys.
Yeah, because they're in the similar positions right now. Yeah.
And there are times I still struggle as being a father. I struggle with being a grandfather.
Yeah.
I still want to be selfish, or I don't want to do it. But, putting all things aside, when you do it,
feels way better.
It's great, for where things are at, like say with our son, being there in the mornings with our grandson. So Brent can go to work; he doesn't have to worry. The daughter gets off and goes to school. I take the other one.
And he trusts you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas before it wasn't the case, right?
Yeah, I'd love to sleep in.
Yeah. But
where am I? Where am I? Like 7:45? There is. Let's go see Cohen. What am I in for today? Am I going to get a little bit of taste of a Matt Hermes from Cohen? You're going to be defiant? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, game on.
Yeah, I don't want this. I don't want that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my Lord, kid.
Here we go.
I remember hearing growing up from my parents, or my dad, wait till you have your kids. You think you were, you gave us a hard time, you're going to get a tenfold.
Right. Right.
I look at it and go, okay, Brent, you're getting it tenfold.
Yeah, it's funny how they say that, parents say. My dad, my mom used to say, oh yeah, just wait, you're going to have a little Matt Jr. one day.
But it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I got no complaints.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm on, I'm on.
Yeah.
And when I'm off, I got to get back on.
Right.
And what I say when I'm off is, it's just, I'm being selfish.
That stinking thinking.
Well, the selfishness, I just don't want to. My time is more important.
Yeah.
And then I got to get on the phone.
You let people keep you accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get on the phone and I'll say what it is I got to say.
Right.
And as I'm talking, they're just listening.
Yeah.
And basically I know what the answer is because I already answered myself.
Yeah. Well, you remember Frank Cotto?
Yeah, Frank.
Okay, so I said this, I think, on the last episode or the episode before this, but I'm going to say it again. So I'm on program, and I'm having one of those 4 or 5 roommates that I was, like, literally arguing middle of the night, bickering back and forth and losing my temper, right?
Yeah.
So he had kind of saved my program because the guy had done some things that only Frank was able to validate, right? So anyways, I come down and I'm having one of these nights where I'm like, it's 2:30 in the morning or something, and I go into the duty office and he's sitting there, he's watching TV, and I'm giving it to him, right? 20 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes, you know how I can get going. And I realize he's not paying attention to me, right? I'm like, you're just watching. So I say it, like, you're just watching TV. You're not even listening, right? Like, what's going on? And he's going, I didn't need to listen. You just need to talk. Mm-hmm. And he shut me right up because it dawned on me. Yeah, people just sometimes need to be heard.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and that's when that part clicked for me. Like, you know what? Maybe people don't have to listen. I just need to vent sometimes. Yeah, it was a major kick in the ass, though, the way he said it to me, right?
The best medicine in the world.
Yeah.
Is just opening your mouth.
Yeah.
And sharing.
Yeah.
And not to be ashamed of how you feel.
Yeah.
Like, again, like in here, non-judgmental.
Right.
Well, we all can relate.
Isn't that kind of cool? No matter what somebody's done or what somebody's... people are fearless at that microphone or in group.
Yeah.
Like, they can get up, they have the courage, they have the... what's the other word I'm looking for? Confidence, I guess.
Sure.
In sharing something that might help somebody else.
Well, and that comes from trusting.
Right.
When you say you're confident in being able to give.
Yeah.
Because it's not being used against you.
Right, exactly.
Because there's so many others that can relate.
Right. And not only that, too, like, there's been some let's say, different or awkward shares.
Yeah.
But there's obviously one person in the crowd that's going to receive that message that might have done something similar. Sure. Or bit like if you're, and that's
or
where they
close to it. Yeah.
Right, or close to it, where they say, you know, if you're helping one guy.
Yeah. That's all that matters,
the
really.
Job's done.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Okay, we're coming up to a conclusion here. Is there anything that you would, I always give the option to say something to people struggling, maybe looking for recovery, or, found it and gave up, or anything, something that you want to say to...
Well, don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Keep reaching on. I know there's long wait lists.
Mm-hmm.
Find that one person you can trust in. Even knowing if you fall down, get back up.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Do everything that you can to get yourself in. If it ain't into Brentwood or any other recovery program, go into AA or NA.
Anything.
Do something. And, it's be honest.
Yeah.
It's to be honest.
It's the only way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? That's all that's popping up.
Well, that's pretty much sums it up. And you know what they say here in any recovery program is they can work with honesty, right? If you're real about what's going on, they can work with that, but they can't work with deceptions, half truths.
Well, okay, so you gotta want it.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta want it.
Right.
There's no beating the game. You're not gonna beat this game.
Right.
You think you're going to come in here and that you can...
Jails, institutions, death.
Yeah.
You're not going to do it on your own.
No. There's nothing wrong. You don't need to be ashamed of who you are because you're an addict
right.
or an alcoholic.
Right. The stigma can go out the window at that point, right?
The people that have the respect for someone that does something is unbelievable, the support that you get.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't give up trying.
It can hold on to hope.
It will come. It will come.
Well, folks, it's living proof sitting right in front of you. Myself, Paul, many others that have been through the ringer and put others through the ringer to come out the other end and surface to be some sort of a pillar and in guidance or a role model, I guess, to say in recovery, right?
Because that's one thing about being an alumni.
Yeah.
You said it all.
Yeah.
A guidance, a role model.
Yeah.
To the new person.
That's what I think the best thing about Brentwood is the aftercare. Like I said, the day you graduate, you're allowed to continue meetings, right, and keep doing the thing that saved my life, right? So that's the only thing. I just want to thank you for coming on.
You.
I appreciate you, and don't forget to click, like, share, subscribe. You never know who you're helping out by sending the message. I appreciate you, and thanks for watching another episode of Hours of Clarity. God bless.